It's another battle for the Aggies, and the KSL Sports Zone has it covered. The Aggies head to New Mexico for a battle against the Lobos. Your home for all the play-by-play coverage of Aggie football is right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. This is Hans Olsen and Scotty G, presented by Mountain Land Supply on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Hans and Scotty, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Hey, I'm not in. Did my camera get moved too? Because I'm not in the camera either.
I can't tell. Scotty, can you help me out here?
Yeah, you need to move, I believe,
Which way
to your right.
I need to move to my right.
Yeah.
So I need to move the camera like that.
Sure.
Did that work?
Yeah. No, it didn't work. No, you need to move, like you personally.
Like this?
A little bit more. Like a lot more, actually.
How's that?
Didn't. Well, I'm watching it on a delay, so I don't know.
That is, the camera's pointing directly in my face. Like, how could you not see that?
This is what it looks like right now, Frank. So I don't know what to tell you.
That's pretty good.
You're way off center, Frank.
Yeah, that last time you moved it worked pretty well.
Yeah, I like that. I don't like to be on camera.
I don't either. I got into radio for a reason.
I don't like that. Not that.
Oh, no, yeah, like
why?
you're the most handsome dude on the planet.
What? No. What is the... Before we get into this Utah-Colorado thing,
Yeah.
what is the... see, I knew it.
Oh.
You know what? You're going to mess around with it until you break it. Are you going to be happy then?
As my dad would say, we can't have nice things.
We can't have nice things.
Yeah.
So do the cameras, what is the feedback? People like it?
It would take people actually watching it.
Yeah.
Right now, nobody's really watching. You can go on YouTube, search KSL Sports. You can go on KSLSports.com.
Mm-hmm.
The idea was to take cuts from it and then put it on social media, but we're just not there yet. That was kind of the idea behind it, like having.
And then be interactive. There are comments coming in on the YouTube page for you, Frank.
I hope it says you're off camera.
No. Frank says, Frank's a bit salty today. Another one. There were rivalry games that BYU had better stats but still lost. I bet Frank doesn't think BYU should hang a banner on those games.
That's true. Agreed. Hey, look at that. We agree.
Bullseye 2474 complaining about the refs after a decade of having Pac-12 refs in the game. What a baby.
Clearly.
People are actually commenting on the YouTube page?
Yep.
Yeah, that's funny because...
Jimmy tweets in, Utah decided, it'd be a good idea not to focus on Bear last week. Smart move.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All very reasonable comments.
I will say this. You have brought out the commentators.
Yeah. More people have commented on the YouTube page than have in the 8 months we've had it.
Yes.
Oh.
So good job, Frank.
Well, how about that?
You got people
Well,
ticked
look,
off.
If my recognition of significant discrepancies in a football game related to who's officiating that game brings out the comments, so be it.
So be it.
So be it.
So
be it.
Be it.
Yes. All right. So Colorado, a team that is, you mentioned, Utah could very easily lose to, but could also beat. And I think Utah will beat them. I think they will rebound much like they did against in that Arizona State game. I think Utah wins this game handily, honestly. Whether it be Bird Ficklin or whether it be Devin Dampier. But I do think that Utah responds well. And maybe that's wishful thinking because I want Utah to I would hate to see this team go in a tailspin like they did last year. But I do think this team does respond in a much better fashion than they did last year.
They have to, man.
It's an important week, right? Right, Hans. It's an important week. So if Utah comes out of this one struggling and kind of figures out a way to win the game, and I don't know, does that set them up for the rest of the year? Or if they come out of this one and
look like they did for West Virginia and Arizona State.
Yeah. then you're feeling pretty good about yourself, and maybe you're breaking in a new quarterback. Maybe those things are happening. Like, I think this is I think it's an important game for this Utah football team in terms of mentality approaching the rest of the season. I think it's a really winnable schedule from here out. I think it's a really winnable schedule, and even though it's winnable, Utah still has to play their best game each and every week. And that means...
I still don't know what to think of Cincinnati, though. Cincinnati's got me.
No, Cincinnati's a week...
really wondering.
What do you mean? Because
they're really good.
You think they're really good?
I think they're really good.
Yeah, but
you get Cincinnati at home.
No. You know what? I'm thinking of Iowa State. Iowa State isn't on Utah's schedule. I was thinking of Iowa State. Iowa State's kind of been a roller coaster. Yeah. I thought they were really good, and then they looked bad.
Cincinnati's been riding a high.
But Cincinnati, I think, is really good.
Yeah, they've won 6 in a row.
I think Cincinnati's really good and beatable. I think Cincinnati's beatable.
Yeah.
6 in a row, and their best wins are Iowa State and Kansas.
Like, who would have thought Arizona State takes down Texas Tech last week? Who would have thought that?
Nope.
Never.
Nope.
Right.
I mean, that just shows you how weird this conference is.
Yes.
Texas Tech boat races Utah. Utah boat races Arizona State. Arizona State then beats Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Because that makes sense.
It's like Region 3 in high school football in Utah. That's exactly what would happen in Region 3.
Well, I'm looking at Colorado's numbers, and they struggle at pretty much everything. And by the way, I'm speaking from a point of view of where I went to Colorado. I called a BYU Colorado game, and Colorado had a 14-point lead on BYU. It took some second half and late fourth quarter heroics just to get them into a situation that they could win that game.
Yeah.
So it was a very difficult, very good win for BYU. But Colorado was good. Took a Glasgow interception to end that game.
Yep.
And they game planned BYU defensively very well early in that game. Now Jay Hill adjusted, and it felt like Colorado got away from it a little bit, but don't think that coaching staff can't find and exploit your weaknesses pretty quickly.
They're working their butts off. They're working their butts off, but everything from, they're 104th in total defense. They're 95th in total offense. Mm-hmm. They're 118th in rushing defense. That's why I said I don't know how much it matters if it's Bird Ficklin or Dan Pierre in this game. I think that this has to be an Arizona State-like game plan. 40-plus rushes, 17 or fewer passes, and you run against this Colorado defense that gives up nearly 200 yards a game. They're terrible on fourth down defense. They're not good in red zone defense. They can't get TFLs. They're not an aggressive defense. They're 89th in scoring offense. They're 64th in scoring defense. Nothing about Colorado reeks as good. But like Scotty mentioned, they did put together a pretty darn good offensive plan against that BYU defense that it was like, holy cow, first 2 drives, strike. And it was like, uh-oh, this could be a long day. So they do game plan well, but I just don't see any reason Utah shouldn't get themselves to a 3-2 in conference play.
I think based on that, I think it's on Utah.
It's on Utah.
Yeah, I think it's on Utah.
And this would be a miserable, unbearable, intolerable loss if they do lose to Colorado.
We had talked about, and he obviously he's a good player, but Wayshawn Parker, Nakari Rogers, those are the guys that we had spent a lot of time leading into the season talking about.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Daniel Bray. What do you think out of him?
Oh, I think he's fantastic. Burst onto the scene. I mean, that's a guy that has identified himself as someone who has earned the opportunity to carry the football, to have the football in his hands. And I don't know, who else would you say that about on the offensive side right now? Has earned, like you have, every time.
You can't keep him off the field.
Yeah, every time he touches you, that's exactly right. You can't keep him off the field. I think that's where Bray has put himself. I think we've seen glimpses out of guys like Parker and Rogers, and I would say that a little bit about Dan Pierre.
I was confused by the Parker and Rogers usage. in the rivalry game. Combined for 9 carries.
Yeah.
Combined.
So I don't know. I don't know. Like, is this a case where you watch film, you watch all the games, you put together your game plan, and for some reason that just didn't line up? Like, no, I don't think we're going to be able to run the ball with these guys, so we're going to go a different route. And as the game's unfolding, are you thinking about that and saying, well, wait, maybe this is a little different. Maybe we should be making this adjustment, and maybe I don't understand that either. I mean, we talked about it briefly. Statistically, Utah was pretty good offensively in that game.
Yeah.
They put up some yards.
Yardage. There were the other issues that we've talked about, but so I don't know. Maybe that's a little bit nitpicky to say Rodgers, Parker, and
could be
didn't do this
because the offensive numbers were really good.
Were
good.
Yeah.
Did they make the wrong decision? Based on yardage. No.
I don't know.
Based on yardage, no.
Yeah.
Maybe in red zone, but
yeah.
But they've been really good in red zone. You know, Utah remains the best offense in the country in third downs.
Yeah, they were pretty good. They were 5 of 12 in this game. Like
they remain the number 4 team in the country in red zone offense. They've scored 27 touchdowns on 33 attempts. They're still scoring at 81.8% touchdowns. You're right, Frank. Maybe we're paying attention to the wrong thing. But it's 21 points. You know, I kind of demand 24 points. Like,
yes,
you got to give me 24 points.
No doubt. We said this early in the year. If Utah scores 30 points a game,
but they would have had 20.
Yeah.
8. No, they would have had 30 if they just kicked their field goals.
Yeah.
Yep. So, and we said that early in the year. I was like, if Utah scores 30-plus points a game, that's going to get them into the undefeated season kind of scenario. So, there we see it. You score 21 points in a game where you should have scored, had the opportunity to score 30-ish, and you can't figure it out. Like that's the difference. I think that's the thin line of this football team.
Frank, you've really done it now.
What
the comments are just rolling in now.
What did I do now? I'm not sure. I'm not even sure what I said.
Guy posts, I love listening to Frank. His tears are delicious.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
And then somebody says, yes, Frank is very handsome. My grandma is a big fan. See, that was unnecessary.
I hope whoever wrote that is like...
Brandon, how embarrassing will it be for Utah when they end up losing this game?
To Colorado?
Yeah.
Who said that?
That would be Brandon 3086.
Oh, how embarrassing would it be?
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be embarrassing, but that would be a very difficult loss to take.
If they lose this game, then they'll end conference play with a losing
record.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Come on. Okay, so why are we talking about that? Let's get that out of the universe.
Well, I guess
Utah. This is a good matchup for Utah, and if Utah plays the way Utah is capable of playing, then we shouldn't have an issue. So, can we move off of the what if Utah doesn't win this game?
Yeah.
Scenario talk?
Yeah.
Let's talk about all the ways Utah's going to win this game.
Well, they're going to win it with their offensive line.
Yeah.
Offensive line, I don't want to do this again, but we're going to go back 1 week. Offensive line play, in your mind, a week ago?
I'm giving it in the high Bs, 86, 85, 86,
okay.
87.
That's
maybe.
A winning effort. Are you giving it like you're giving it a winning effort?
Yeah. Well, okay. So you talked about all the categories Utah won in. BYU won in sacks, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
BYU won in TFLs, 8-6, which is crazy. Kind of lived in the backfield a little bit. Mm-hmm. There were extra pressures. They pressured. I can't remember what percentage it was on drop back passes, but it was a pretty high percent. They did bring a lot of pressures. You know, they bring Satawala. They bring Sarah. They bring a good amount of people. But I did see Hunter Clegg win a 101. I did see Bodie Schoonover win a 101.
Like, I was going to go in the B- range, honestly.
Well, and the reason I say that is I think we set expectations for this offensive line so high. They're still suffering from, like, people trying to get to these expectations. I think this offensive line is good.
We didn't set that.
No,
Kyle did.
I know.
Kyle said they're probably the best offensive line in the country.
I know. And they're still trying to live up to that.
Yeah.
I'm just curious if we had different expectations coming out of fall camp about this offensive line, if we would be saying, well, that was a pretty good effort. Fair. But we have this expectation of this offensive line is going to dominate the line of scrimmage every single week. Yeah. And what we've seen is some weeks,
some good,
some really good, and some weeks
medium.
They're just like, kind of medium, and not at all dominant. And one that was
so Scotty, the reason I might go kind of up 86, 87, you know, a lot of the pressures that they brought, you're trying to pick them up with Parker, and you're trying to pick them up with Rogers. You're still trying to keep Lander Barton on the field in the first half. Before he got ejected, he was taking a lot of offensive snaps. So the way Jay Hill was bringing pressures, offensive line's responsible for a lot of that, but I still go heavy to the running backs and tight ends and what they are doing. And I don't want to take the pressure and any of the blame off the offensive line. They'll eat and consume as much blame as they need to, and they'll do it in film study. I'm just seeing, like I did see a couple one-on-one wins. Hunter Clegg won by Bodie Schoonover. That was offensive line to defensive line. But for the most part, I think the pressures were coming off of running back pickups, tight end pickups, those kinds of things. A lot of that.
Who's in charge of coaching that? Is it your O-line coach or is it your running back coach?
It's running back and tight ends coach.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, you'll have certain settings where an offensive line coach will help tight ends in certain pass blocking or certain chip help or certain combo blocking. Offensive line coach will help in some of that.
Yeah, because, there's a lot of assignments. But, you get.
Yeah, 90% of their development, form, techniques, responsibilities comes from their position coach.
All right, 2:30, Hans and Scotty. Frank Dolce hanging out with us in studio. It's your Ute Preview Show, Utah and Colorado. Remember, you can interact with the show on YouTube. Just search KSL Sports on YouTube, and it will take you right to our channel. You can see the live stream and Frank's sometimes in camera, sometimes out of camera, and interact with the show. It's also available for you at KSLSports.com. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Let's go, let's go! Complete game coverage of the Cougars is right here on the KSL Sports Zone. The Cougars hit the road for a massive Big 12 showdown against Iowa State. Your home for the best coverage of Cougar football is right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. This is Hans Olsen and Scotty G, presented by Mountain Land Supply on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Woo!
Hans and Scotty, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone, Ute Preview Show. The segment brought to you by Kenny J's Barbecue, where you can get the best barbecue on the planet. KennyJBBQ.com. You can have it catered. Catering orders get 10% off their first order. All right. Hans, question rolling in via YouTube. This is for Hans, and apparently Hans only. Thoughts on the big uglies in the trenches? You've seen Colorado. Utah versus Colorado. Defense versus offense.
Utah's got him outmanned. I think Utah's very much got him outmanned. But, Colorado had some moments. The problem is it's the walking wounded.
Yeah.
And they were the walking wounded back when I called the BYU Colorado game. They had all kinds of injury issues. But here's the D-line that's out. here's the O-line that's out. Phillip Houston, Tyler Brown, Yahi Atia, Cooper Lovelace, and Akai Ogibaji. Your defensive linemen are Samuel Okulana. You got Tavina Coleman and Gabriel Lightfoot. So you got 3 defensive linemen and 5 offensive linemen that are out in this game. And then questionable, you got 3 D linemen that are questionable.
Wow.
Nikhil Webb-Walker and Quinn Barnes and Tafik Thomas. And Tafik Thomas was one of their better D linemen when BYU played. So if he's out or questionable, then I just think Colorado's depleted.
Frankly, given those injuries, given where Utah's at right now, they have to win this game. Like, I hate saying in week 7, week 8, that it's a must-win game. This is a must-win game for Utah.
I think for a lot of reasons, that's accurate. I think that's accurate.
It just, and I agree with Hans, if they lose this game, I don't think they end up with a winning record in Big 12. I think it might break, I don't want to say break this team, but emotionally.
I think it has the potential to do that. I mean, you never know. Guys are resilient.
Yeah.
You never know. But this is a game that I think this is a game that's as critical as a game that we've seen relative to a football team at Utah in terms of accomplishing some of the goals. And for Coach Whittingham, I mean, he struggled through a couple tough years. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know how close he is to retirement. That seems to come up all the time. I mean, I just don't think is he going to get the opportunity to go out on a undefeated year? That's very unlikely to occur. But I already think some of the things that have happened in this football season may think him reconsider whether or not. I think he's kind of on this feeling of, or on this line of, an unsatisfactory season, even if it's a winning season, I don't know if he can leave on that note. A satisfactory winning football season, even though, not undefeated, not conference champion, not national, playoff scenario, I think he could retire under those circumstances.
8-4, win a bowl game.
Yeah. 8 wins, I would say, is like that's the
cutoff.
Yikes.
Yeah. Okay.
To that question about the trench.
Yeah.
The 3 best trench players that Colorado had were their 3 interior offensive linemen, Xavier Hill, Zarian McGill, and Zach Chrysler. And all 3 are playing. All 3 seem to be healthy. And when we talk about what I watched Colorado do to BYU, it came through those 3 interior guys, Caden Salter, the quarterback, and his run ability, and then Micah Welch was very good. They were having a hard time controlling a lot of the run aspects in that game. So those guys are all playing. And for me, I would just go to Utah and say, and I know Vakalahi is questionable, but I would go to my defensive front. I'd say one thing we're going to do is we're going to stop all of their rushing and their rushing potential. Right now, Utah is number 75 in the country in rushing defense. When's the last time we saw Utah below number 50 in the country? They're giving up 151 yards a game. Their rushing defense that puts them 75th in the country. Yeah, Lloyd, I would say that, and I would say that we've seen a lot of sample sizes of that, and it's bad tackling from your safeties, some bad tackling from your linebackers, some missed tackles, even from your defensive front.
Yeah, and that's very un-Utah-like.
And the 4 of us just sat here and watched that winning touchdown run by Bear Bachmeier.
Why did you make me watch that 7 times?
Because
I don't understand that.
You wanted to understand how and why.
I don't know.
And
like you were couching it as educational, but it really felt different than that.
It was educational.
No, here, watch it one more time, Frank. Let me show you really what I saw.
I'm trying to walk away. It's
Let's
like
look
you
at
have
this
a hold
angle.
of my sweater. Like, I'm like, come on.
But
how many
Hands
times
had more angles than the SEC.
But honestly, guys, that safety or that free safety or that strong safety in that standing position that Teo Johnson was in an open field tackle Bear is not lightning fast. He's not Lamar Jackson. He's not Tyler Huntley. He's a big, sturdy body, but he's not fast. I would say that your standing safety in that position should make that tackle 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah, that was...
Honestly. Do you think I'm wrong in that, Frank?
Well, I thought a couple things.
You saw he had the direct line on him.
The blitz that was picked up by the running back, I thought was a miss, a little bit of a miss. So that's one. Coming through the line of scrimmage, defensive lineman is getting blocked but falling down and just like a weak wrap around the legs. Nothing. Didn't even slow him down. That's miss number 2. Safety coming up in good position to make a tackle, doesn't complete the tackle. So the question that I had about that and about several of the plays was schematically was Utah in the right defensive call? Schematically on that play, was Utah in the right defensive call? I mean, if I suspect that was a pass play, which I think it was, I think that was a designed pass play, RPO maybe, then and the slant on the left side was the open guy. Like I would say, yeah, Utah's probably in the right position.
The right defense. I think you're right.
Yeah, because the safety is kind of in that throwing area. I'm not sure he's in the passing lane, but he's in the throwing area. So that would force a quarterback to maybe think about it. Okay, so then if the quarterback decides to run, well, it feels like the safety is also spying the quarterback.
Yeah.
So defensively, schematically, I think you're right. They made the right call. Execution was the downfall, not the scheme.
All right, so if Utah gets the stop there, they kick the field goal, they have an opportunity to go down, score a touchdown, win the game.
Yeah.
So you could say, in my opinion, I think there's 2 big tackles or one tackle and one missed tackle that define this game. The fact Utah couldn't bring down Bear Bachmeier, and was it Evan Johnson who blew up the end around on the 4th and 1 for Utah? Oh, was it Bamba?
Oh, yeah. The first 4th down attempt was Maury.
Maury Bamba.
Mm-hmm.
And that, to me, because I saw that end around, I'm thinking, that's 6.
Yeah.
That's a touchdown. And Bamba comes out of nowhere and blows it up.
Yeah. Otherwise, it was blocked up well.
It was blocked up well.
Yep.
But individual plays, BYU made them, Utah didn't.
Yeah. Maury was on man, got hung up a little bit in traffic. And I still believe that if you hit that thing full bore and just go to the corner, you're going to get it. But you probably should have stutter stepped and just gone north. And even if you're trying to get to the corner, he could have just stopped dead in his tracks and gone north, or at least go inside on a Bamba pursuit. But he kept on that lane, and Bamba just caught up with him. It was crazy to see how fast he caught up with him.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have.
No.
But
well, plays like that, I mean, those are going to be evident in the game against Colorado. Like who? So now will Utah execute in those scenarios? That I think that's an interesting thing to think about.
Caden Salter is actually, I would say, more capable and a better runner. Even though the numbers don't show it. I was putting together some of the rushing numbers. You know, Caden Salter going into that game against BYU had 32 carries for 153 yards. They had played 4 games at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And 32 carries, 153 yards, and 3 rushing touchdowns. You know, my keys to the game on that Colorado game, it was all about closing the gaps for Caden beyond anything else. So, and I think it's going to be the same type of order for Utah. They've got to close the gaps on Caden.
The thing that Utah did really well against Arizona State defensively is, I know the starting quarterback was out, but quarterback had zero opportunity to perform. Like, Utah was relentless on the defensive side, just relentless. And I mean, I think that's the kind of, to me, that's the kind of effort moving forward. Like, it has to be attack on the defensive side for Utah to have success going out the rest of the year.
Yeah, defense is going to have to do it again. And this brings up the whole point that Scotty talked about at the beginning of the Ute Preview Show was it just feels like it's a bit of a flashback the last 2 years, and I'm nauseated. Because if that happens, it's like, geez, man.
Are you talking about a loss, or are you talking about the quarterback?
The quarterback situation. And
and
the thing that made me think of it is you just said you need the defense to do it the rest of the year. Jeez, man. We said that the last 2 years. It's like, how long can you put it on Morgan Scalley and put it on the defense? Like, to me, there is a big push and emphasis of, yeah, your defense has to be great, but you've got an offensive coordinator you've brought in that's got a very interesting mind. Bray was a great decision and a great design and a great draw up. You know, there were other opportunities. Jason Beck didn't throw that pick over the top to Tanner Wall.
No, he didn't.
That was Dampierre that should have read over the top coverage. And that's Tanner Wall's second interception into that exact route and that exact play. You've seen that on film, so you knew when you launched that there's a good chance. Tanner's very athletic. He can go get that ball. So I just don't – I'm getting sick of the whole we got to hang it on the defense. You know, because that was hanging on Jay Hill when we found out that quarterback that was at BYU that got shipped out, it was like, oh, Jay Hill, all of it's on you because the offense is going to suck. And it hasn't. Aaron Roderick's figured it out again, got a quarterback prepared again. And you got an offense right now that is 30th in scoring offense at 35.6. And by the way, Jason Beck's scoring offense is still number 20 in the country at 36.9. He's figured it out. It's like, I get it. Like, it's in the defense's hands. I'm just getting tired of saying that. I'm getting really tired of saying it.
Yep.
So what I do is I say, all right, well, you're out. All right, well, we put all this recruiting weight into this Wilson kid. If Ficklin can't do it, then Wilson better be ready to do it. And if not, then somebody has to answer for this.
Hey, Andy Ludwig cost him his job.
It cost him his job.
Not being ready.
Because it happened twice. You weren't prepared. Well, was BYU prepared? When they found out that this kid was out after playing all through spring ball, he gets hit with this lawsuit and he's out. Was BYU prepared? Well, my take on air was, I don't see who's going to do it. It might be the kid with experience that came from Utah State, the Hill State kid.
Yeah.
But Aaron Roderick remained very patient and very calm and was like, oh, no, we got this.
Yeah.
We got this true freshman kid that just transferred to us that got 4-string reps through spring ball. What?
He'll lead us to the promised land.
What the hell are you talking about?
We'll be just fine. Yeah.
And the kid's 7-0. So I don't want the excuses. If it's Ficklin, it's Ficklin. If it's Wilson, it's Wilson. If it's Bray on the end around, make it Bray. If you got to focus on Wayshawn Parker and Nakari Rogers, make it a run game that can't be stopped, but figure it the freak out. I'm really sick of this. Oh, it's got to be the defense. Well, it's too many times, and it's too long for Utah fans.
Yeah, and it's not fair.
It's not right.
I hear you. I'm with you in a lot of ways, but it's got to be the defense.
Hands and Scotty.
You're going to make me punch you right in your face.
We'll wrap this bad boy up next right here on The Zone.
Nobody gets you ready for Utah football more than the KSL Sports Zone.
Ready?
The Utes get set for a battle against Coach Prime in the Buffalo. Your home for the best coverage of Utah football is right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. This is Hans Olsen and Scotty G. Presented by Mountain Land Supply on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Hans Olsen, Scott Garrart, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Wrapping up another edition of your Ute Preview Show. Frank Dolce hanging out with us. By the way, grab yourself some barbecue at Kenny J's Barbecue in the district in South Jordan. You can also have it catered. Remember, all new catering orders get 10% off. Go to KennyJBBQ.com to get the catering menu now. All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, your confidence level that Utah will get a win against
9.
Colorado. 9. I'll go 9 as well.
I would like to call on Alema Harrington to give me my what I'm going to pick for the score of this game. What I was going to say what I will project the score to be of this game.
Is that kind of? Can you give Alema a little props because that's wild. He nailed it on all of your accounts.
Listen.
Can you just give Alema?
This is going to be one of the hardest things you've ever done. But give Alema some credit.
Alema Harrington. Alema Harrington is one of the best human beings that I know.
Truth.
And he's one of my very favorite people of all time. He's a unique individual. And I can also say that he is the worst human being I know for doing that to me. For putting that on me.
For giving you an accurate prediction?
Yeah. The wrong way.
Like it worked.
That was some crazy juju he was able to throw out there, man.
He nailed it. 24-21. Good job, Frank.
Good job.
I think it was like Kava or it was Poi. It was some combination of he went back to his roots and was able to conjure that. So, is that fair to say?
It was the Poi.
Yeah. Hans, confidence level on Utah?
8.5.
Yeah.
Why just 8.5?
It's a must-win because of the quarterback situation. Even though I just ranted about it.
I know.
If Dan Pierre doesn't play, I'm not a 9.
Gotcha.
Really?
No, because somebody's learning a new offense.
Or did he already learn the offense?
Lloyd thinking Ficklin is going to play is giving us a 10.
Ficklin will get the job, and Ficklin will never give it back. Our Sunday morning podcast will be a Bird Ficklin love fest. Yeah. Well, it usually already is anyway.
You know,
Lloyd loves him.
Coach Whittingham has done this in the past, and this is his perfect opportunity because you're going against what is a manageable, especially if you run the ball well. You don't have to put a lot on the quarterback. If you run the ball well, a manageable Colorado football team. This gives Coach Whittingham an excellent opportunity to test out the new vehicle.
Yep. All right. Coming up tomorrow, we'll be live at RGS Exteriors. Make sure to stop by and say hi. We'll have Alema Harrington. We'll have Ron McBride. Alema might be puffing out his chest a bit tomorrow as well.
Rightfully so.
Just be ready for it. Hans and Scotty, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.